Alright. About right. No, it's a little too far. Okay. Just a minute.
Hey, Laffin.
Hey, what's going on? I can't tell who's there yet, but I'll be right there. Oh, a little bit of noise there. Hey, Catalina, what's up? I think you might find this game a little familiar. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, LaffinBoy here, and today we are playing Dungeons 2. I'm going to be going through the single player campaign to kind of give you an idea of what it's like. It's a lot of fun. It's it doesn't take itself seriously at all, and well, if you played Dungeon Keeper or Dungeon Keeper 2, this will seem very familiar to you, because it is basically, well, It's I read one reviewer said it is basically the Dungeon Keeper 3 you've all been waiting for. Anyway, so welcome to the live stream. Today we're playing Dungeons. It's not Dungeon Keepers. Not Dungeon Keeper. It's Dungeons 2, but it may as well be a Dungeon Keeper game. Alright,
I watched your video on how to make thumbnails and it helped a lot. Thanks. Okay. Emoji thumbs up with medium light skin tone. Emoji thumbs up with medium light skin tone.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder why it's telling me about skin tone. Okay, we're going to go single player and we're going to go campaign.
The ultimate evil was on.
Wait. I may have to.
No.
Let's see.
Light skin tone laughing. Haha skin tone.
Okay, give me just 1 second here. Nope. Can't do that without deleting it, so what I'm gonna do, I guess I'm just gonna continue my single player because it doesn't give me a an option to start a new one.
The ultimate evil was on the trail of the mage Gandaldor.
Oh wait, here we go. Reset campaign. There we go.
The troops of the absolute evil had driven the Alliance back to their capital, King's Ending. The time for the final battle had arrived. Prepare to destroy the Alliance, and with it, all good in the land, once and for all.
Okay, so what the backstory is that, all the evil, well, no. The ultimate evil was driven back into, I don't remember anyway, so it's a... Oh man, I don't remember, but the world has been taken over by unicorns and and fairy folk and everything's all too sickly nice. Okay, so here we go.
Once upon a time, there was a kingdom full of flowers and raisins. The sun shone all the time, and there was lovey-dovey good people stuff going on. There, the alliance of abominably good people lived in unearned wealth and prosperity.
This is it.
But there was a path leading to a different place. At the end of this path was a rock. There was a cave carved in this rock, in which the absolute evil lived. It wasn't a grubby, damp cave smelling of blood and mildew, but a deep, dark dungeon, so dark that even darkness itself was afraid of it. It was home to numerous innocent monsters, who enjoyed a happy, contented existence, living in complete harmony with their environment. But time and again, the sickening, sweet-smelling good visited this underworld in search of treasure and experience points. Many monsters harmless for death of them, but much worse, the absolute evil's treasures were being stolen. One day, just as a few more heroes had finished plundering its dungeon, the absolute evil decided it had had enough, and decided to do something new, something quite monstrous. Go to the surface. The Alliance tried to resist, but the approaching horde just flowed over them like an angry wave of axes, teeth, and bad breath. After numerous unrelenting battles, the absolute evil finally stood before the Alliance's capital. King's Ending.
Sorry about the load screens. I just wanted to want you guys to get the story.
After counterattack, the forces of the absolute evil reached the Alliance capital, King's Ending. The laughable remnants of the forces of good had come here to make ready for the final battle. Evil would pay a high price indeed to storm those forts. Suddenly, a rumble rose from deep within the earth. Stones burst asunder, revealing an ancient path into the depths. Out of the depths of Stygian darkness arises the invincible evil. With earth-shaking steps, the unstoppable evil began its trek towards the front.
What?
It terribly probably meant that it may have forgotten how it works. A formidable help function as evil.
If you stand here, he'll if you stand here, he'll right at you. So.
Unstoppable, if somewhat sluggish evil began its trek towards the front. Even the forest could not withstand more and the heat of the A few of the Alliance units had entrenched themselves. A determined absolute evil marched towards them in order to strike them down with its mighty will.
Bunnies.
The absolute evil had discovered a metal. These legendary abilities ensured the creature could be made even more eyes ablaze with greed, the insidious evil gazed upon the blood-drenched battlefield. Here the last defenders of good would die, and an age of evil begin. Projectiles from the Alliance's catapults darkened the sky, but the Horde's fighting skills were at their best in darkness, if they survived. Nothing and no one could stop the invincible. Absolute evil strode like a war god through the defenders' ranks and smote them with ease to the ground. The absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the west with the greatest of ease. Now, only one tiny camp offers any resistance to the absurdly evil evil. defenders' camp in the east with the greatest of ease. The defenders in front of the city had been beaten to a pulp and defeated. Now the time had come to attack King's Ending, the final battle. The city gate was firmly barricaded by the Alliance's archers, but the absolute evil would not allow itself to be held up by such a ridiculous impediment. So, go get them! Destroy them now!
Okay.
Absolute evil used its all-powerful magic to eliminate the archers and open the gate to the city.
Okay. Prime, what am I doing? There we go.
Using its legend, wait for it, dairy power. The absolute evil destroyed the impediment with ease and simultaneously eliminated a whole group of defenders. The road to the capital was now clear. The absolute evil did not hesitate for even 1 nanosecond. The insidious evil entered King's Ending. A small, pitiful group of defenders stood in fear. Suddenly, the doors of several houses in the city opened, and with a loud roar, the defenders bore down on the rather surprised. An ambush. And then suddenly, the absolute evil hit the ground. The day was saved, and good had come. The Lions lived happily ever after, whilst the defeated forces of evil had to eke out the remainder of their miserable existence underground. No. In reality, absolute evil was not defeated, but, just a short while later, it arose. The invincible evil had crushed the defenders. King's Ending had been defeated. Suddenly, the final heroes of the Alliance emerged from nowhere. Another ambush. Now, this was becoming very boring. But wait, this time it was different. Instead, the heroes raised their hands and started singing an incomprehensible chant. Well, actually, it's only rhymed a great thing. Somewhere in the depths of the dungeon, the ultimate evil awoke. It did not know what had happened, nor why it had awoken. But it longed for revenge. The last remaining heroes of the country joined forces and cast a powerful banishment spell. The absolute evil disappeared from sight with a threatening gesture, and a faint whispered could be heard coming. The absolute evil had been banished. Its essence shattered into several pieces. Its reign of terror had ended. The good people of the overworld rejoiced, and an era of peace began for the Alliance. The evil creatures were driven back into the underground, doomed to serve as cannon fodder for pleasure-seeking adventurers. Meanwhile, secreted away in the world's most inaccessible places, the last remains of the absolute evil were destined never again to see the light of the overworld, until today it is. Somewhere deep under the earth, the ultimate evil overworld. and the hand of terror arose, controlled by the ultimate evil. Come on, hand of terror, arise, damn you! We think that exploring the surrounding area would be a sensible strategy. However, to do this, light would be required. Still not bright enough. An old throne was revealed by the light. The circumstances remained a mystery. The hand of terror flew through the throne, following each and every thought the ultimate evil had. After a few flying sessions, the ultimate evil was able to control the hand with ease. Time had come to call forth creatures who were completely devoted to it and would do its dirty work. Little snots were the dregs of each and every dungeon and spent their time taking care of it. The expansion man evil hired one snot on the spot. The first little snot appeared. It was completely ready to work in the dungeon and to crawl in the dust before the ultimate evil. Little snots were important to the ultimate evil because they took care of many important little things, such as excavating new areas. The psionically gifted evil could sense the presence of something important that was buried to the south. It instructed its little snots to dig in that direction.
Oh, it did. Okay.
As quick as it found, the little snot made its way to the marked position and began to dig.
Except I didn't quite do it that way. Anyway, yeah. Go do that. We'll finish this in a minute.
Behold, the creatures of the overjoyed evil had apparently been much more industrious than it had thought. A great dungeon was revealed behind the wall. Everything was already in place. The walls, the traps, well-filled treasury. And where, if you please, is this treasure? Oh well. One can't expect too much of these mindless little snots. First of all, some gold had to be dug out to make space for a treasury to be created. The hand of terror swiftly marked a few small gold veins so that the little snots could excavate. As soon as the gold vein was selected, a little snot immediately set out to mine valuable gold for the greedy evil. Once most of the gold had been mined, the hand of terror quickly created a treasury on the spot so that the precious metal could be safely stored. The clever evil mastered this task with flying colors. From now on, little snots could use the treasury to store mined gold. It was then at the greedy evil's disposal whenever more rooms needed to be built or new creatures recruited. Little snots were all well and good, but were too weak and cowardly to defend the dungeon. Since it was not able to defend itself, the ultimate evil would have to hire some orcs. But they would require food. So the most important thing to build was a room, and that would require some space to be created. The ultimate evil had the feeling that its servants were not really putting their backs into the work. Might a hearty snap from the hand of terror change plan? The sadistic evil encouraged its creature to work a little faster, with a friendly but not at all gentle smile.
Right now I have, I don't know where the other 4 came from, but I have 5 of these little fellas. And you see up there in the center of the screen, there's a, it says 5 of them. Then there's 4 little things that are darkened. Those are the creatures that I'll eventually be able to have. And under that, it says 5 of 15. And 15 is the population cap currently.
With a sigh of resignation, the overworked evil set about taking care of it. The hard-working evil effortlessly built a brewing common so that delicious beer could be brewed as soon as possible. One of the little snobs started working for the brewing common. The nostalgic evil banished all thoughts of Oktoberfest and brass bands. Those would have to wait. More important tasks had to be completed. Both beer and gold were now available in the dungeon. So it was time to hire some creatures to defend against greedy heroes or whatever else snuck around underground.
We're going to hire an orc.
Simple orcs declaring undying loyalty to the ultimate evil. The rest of the horde was scattered to the winds. Orcs were defensive close combat specialists, capable of dealing with many opponents. However, they were very vulnerable to ranged attacks. It's payday. An eerie gong rang through the hall. It did not bode well for the ultimate evil's treasury stocks, or a sounding of the gong that creatures would collect their undeserved wages. However, there was little they could do about this, as it was chained to the throne. Thus it had to give free rein to its servants' desires. For the time being.
You can order a few of them at a time, but only one will come out. One will come out, and then the time will pass, and another will come out. And you can, of course, only order according to how much population, how much room you have in your population, and how much money you have.
But unfortunately, it had reached the maximum possible population it would contain. Now a creature would have to be thrown into the bottom of the pit before any others could be brought. One louse-infested orc crawled up from the depths and declared allegiance to the ultimate evil. The first step towards the creation of a powerful army had been taken. The profound evil had had enough of dungeon sightseeing and now wanted to move to the surface to try a dish that is best served cold. Dead. Some Alliance members were bound to be guarding the entrance to the overworld. A fine appetite for a deadly
Okay, do that. Okay.
The abysmal evil used the hand of terror to grab several of the creatures that were still completely inexperienced at fighting and threw them onto the spider's nest. The spiders dropped like flies. The strategically well-versed eagle patted itself on the back now that it had led its troops into battle with such a throng. And by led, I just simply mean chucking them at each. My favorites for the dungeon were now in place. However, the brewery was peaky and didn't really have room to store beer barrels, and the treasury was also anything but impressive in size. Quickly, the expansion-hungry eagle set out to enlarge its dungeon.
The evil has awoken, but its brothers are still asleep.
Huh? Who else was that? That's not in my script. No matter. We'd better get back to concentrating on the dungeon. A strange odor spread through the ultimate evil's dungeon. It vowed that in the future it would eat fewer people.
Please shout me out.
It's payday.
All right, here we go.
My channel is Gaming with Shadow King.
All right, so here. Now we got my little diggers doing too much. Come on. Get back down here.
A huge monstrosity loomed out of the darkness on 8 legs. This dungeon's human guards had been ancient history for a long time. Now it was only a huge spider and would Sam and Frodo escape it and continue their journey to Mount Doom, or was this the end of the ring bearer? Hang on a minute, that's not right. Oh yes, a huge spider, henceforth called the Spider Queen. It would be necessary to eliminate the Spider Queen before the Horde could reach the surface. The Spider Queen sent forth a wave of her children. Of course, the ultimate evil was fully aware of this danger, and immediately prepared to defend itself against them.
Where's the other one? There's one. I got one more somewhere.
Apologies, but a narrator has got to earn a living too. So we interrupt this game for a short commercial message. 5 games from Calypso. Lots of games. Thank you. End of and another wave of spiders set out to destroy the ultimate evil.
There's the other one. See up there, we've got 5 the little ones and 1 over here with the other one, so I need to build 4 more. I can do this and go over to these guys.
The Spider Queen again sent her children out to attack the dungeon. Even though this tactic had failed the last time, a certain AI programmer could really have made a bit more of an effort with this. Payday. Disappeared into the pit of uselessness with a long drawn and gradually diminishing. This particular act brought a smile to the face of the audience. Your throne room is under attack.
Eventually, we'll be able to do these and just send all the fighting creatures down to wherever we need them. That's not the case at the moment. I'm going to try and put him
The vile perversion, once called the Spider Queen, had nothing more with which she could fight the Horde. Later, the sensitive evil would have her innards made into a lava lamp. The way to the surface was open. Now it was time to put those vengeance plans into practice. The vile evil wanted it to utter a really sinister vow, but unfortunately, its physical state made this unviable. Instead, it asked the narrator to do a bit of sinister laughter on its face.
All right.
Once the ultimate evil had escaped from the depths, still fettered to the throne, it traveled to wreak terrible vengeance on those who had done this, heavily supported by its little snots. The first target was Paladin Robert, now King of the Alliance. He had withdrawn to the quiet surroundings of his hunting lodge. There, he would be the perfect victim.
Okay, here we go. Now, this game, I believe, is actually right at the mark. It's $29.99, I believe. I bought it on sale, but I believe you can buy it from the PlayStation Store for about $30. I'm sure that you can pick it up at the GameStop for less than that if you buy a used copy. I know my brother actually recently bought a copy of this game. I forgot how much he paid for it, but it wasn't very much. I'll look that up for you while we're waiting. Oh, well, I should have pushed the X button, I guess. Anyway, yeah. You can buy it used at GameStop for $15. I know I reference GameStop a lot. I'm not like advertising for them or anything, but I'm just using them as an example. And of course, when I say $15, I mean U.S. dollars. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Canadian dollars or Australian dollars or anybody else's money.
According to scouts, King Robert spent most of his time strolling around his hunting lodge garden, reciting poetry. Soon his poetry would turn into mournful ballads. The vengeful evil thirsted to defeat the Alliance's king and mount his head on the wall as a trophy. Whoops, of course, I really mean that he wanted to take all of King Robert's cookies away. Before that, however, the ultimate evil had to do a bit of work on the dungeon. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to found even a small army made up of a few orcs.
Okay, so now we still have the 15 We still have the cap of 15 people. That is the exit. And I need to find a good place for a treasury. What I'd like to find is a place that had one of those you know, that more solid piece in the middle, like in the other ones. I do apologize for the background noise. Okay, that is not what we're looking for. That looks like it might be. It is.
Right now, the restricted eagle was only able to call upon orcs and little snots. But there had been rumors that some goblins were hiding out in a cave somewhere close by. The exploratory eagle would be sure to follow this line of inquiry. The strategy guide to the first treasury was completed. Soon greedy evil's little snots would fill it with gold. Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
I don't like that. The golden rule. There we are. Okay, so I need that.
Ultimate evil should never forget to keep up the warmongering evil had hired the first war. As ancient wisdom says, violence
Come on,
is
shout me out.
usually the only one.
Oh, wait. I don't know anything about your channel, man.
Stop bugging, man.
The steady pounding in the rocks had given rise to overworld rumors of a new dungeon. A group of heroes set out to plunder its riches,
Uh-oh.
Who's already looking forward to this visit. Another orc entered the service of the military-savvy evil. The horde was growing and prospering. Payday.
You don't have to just shout me out, by the way. It is
There
gaming
are
with
enemies
Shadow
in your
King.
dungeon.
You just did it yourself, bro.
Yeah. You got banned for it.
The heroes didn't know what had hit them, as several orcs poured down from nowhere and annihilated them. This group of heroes had plundered their last dungeon.
I thought I hired 3 orcs. No, I only hired 2. There we go.
The time to attack appeared to be right. On the surface, in the tavern of a small, miserable village, some adventurers gathered. They were acquiring Dutch courage for their visit to the dungeon by downing several beers. The dungeon had to be destroyed.
Alright, so what we're gonna do
Have to run going to GameStop.
alright.
Lol.
You gonna pick me up something cool?
Emoji face with tears of joy. A big DR pepper. Laughing. She can't say that.
A delicious rumble announced the fact that the village's last house had crashed to the ground. Ha! There would be no more heroes meeting there to seek out the dungeon of the destruction.
I'm keeping your live stream going. Emoji smiling face with smiling eyes.
It was said that the ultimate
All right.
would finally get its long-awaited revenge.
I got to talk to the Goblin Chieftain.
Maybe it should first visit the cave to the west, inhabited by a clan of goblins, where the cunning
right.
evil could do a little negotiating.
Oh yeah, this I remember this part. This is cool.
Oh what LOL.
This is kind of I get to meet the Goblin Assassin. Or I get to use a Goblin Assassin.
Wow.
The goblin leader
Nice.
prostrated himself joyfully before the ultimate evil, and immediately dispatched 2 goblins into its dungeon with a few plans for a new room, a tinkerer's cave. This was built as quickly as possible.
Lol.
Build a Tinkerer's Cave. Let's go on.
That's cool.
Let's go here. We're going to build a Tinkerer's Cave. Let's build it here.
The tinkerer's cave was built. It could, however, only be used as a warehouse, as it lacked the workshop that the insidious evil's goblins needed. Quick as a flash, Evil placed a creator mat in the Tinkerer's Cave. A sparkling new creator mat graced the Tinkerer's Cave of the expansion of the Evil.
There we go.
Work well in here, producing 2 boxes. A few of these boxes would now be needed in order to invent a trap. The moody evil waited.
Who said I was patient?
I'm about to go to Walmart.
All right. Give me something good. Once I get these things researched, I can actually place them. I can research doors and different things, different kinds of different kinds of doors, different kinds of traps. Actually, and this is my research room.
Okay,
I can research.
I'll get you our horse with the bunny and a bunny and cat and a cat and a dog and some other stuff that sounds so yummy or something.
Oh, what?
They proudly presented the treacherous evil with their plan for a devious trap. With a silent evil cackle that quickly buckled down, setting the trap.
You're gonna give me a zoo, huh? Okay, this is what are we doing? Place a trap. All right, we're gonna place a trap. That's a trap. I'm gonna place. I don't have. I need 2 toolboxes, so I have to wait for my toolboxes.
Is that okay?
As long as I don't have to feed them.
I hope it is.
And now I'm going to have one of my little little snots. That's what they're called. I want to call them imps, but they're little snots. He's going to run over here and he's going to put this thing down. I did forget to turn off the notifications. I do apologize. And I apologize for the blue screen. Anyway, here we are. My little snot is walking really, really slowly over here. And he's going to put that down, and then he's going to build the exploding treasure chest.
That's fine.
Job done. The trap was finished and ready to be found by a hero. This is going to be so much fun. Just at that moment, a particularly powerful dwarf warrior appeared in the dungeon.
Yeah.
How had he suddenly arrived at this precise time was indeed most odd, but his presence was more. He was going to be a guinea pig for the trial. Even this strong dwarf warrior didn't stand a chance against the treacherous traps and powerful monsters of the invincible evil. He bit the dust. So much for a game of rules. The dungeon's defenses were now clearly much improved, but the hunting lodge still remained well protected and impregnable. There was nothing that the ultimate evil could do. The task was impossible. So the evil
I am going to go to get a horse. Do you want anything? I hope you do, because I really want you to have a horse, because if you don't...
Pretty unsatisfactory, huh? Of course, that wasn't the end. In reality, the indefatigable evil paid the goblin pain another little visit. The goblin leader would hopefully spit out something useful after a few more snaps. It's payday.
You're gonna go get me a horse, huh? All right, now I'm going to research a hospital.
The expansion-driven evil couldn't wait to explore the further possibilities of the Twisted World. In particular, a hospital seemed a useful way to cure its ailments. It set about asking for this to be researched. Would enable its units to quickly recover from their injuries once it had been killed.
Never mind, I want a puppy and a horse. I'll get you a horse and a cat and a dog and a me and other things too.
Evil had
okay.
built a hospital for its suffering creatures. It, however, still lacked a hospital men. Little Snots would then bring any units there that had been injured in the dungeon. It did take a while, but the Horde eventually set out to talk to the leader of the goblins again.
Well, I need to build a bed. There we go. Now I can build a bed.
In a survey of 1,022 heroes, your dungeon ranked number 5 of the most popular destinations for power gamers. The first hospital had been built. Wounded units could now be healed in the hospital. Little Snots would also be able to bring defeated creatures here, so that they could be nursed back to health.
And I'm going to put another one in there. And then I'm going to switch to this, and then switch back to, well, no, I guess not. Go in there. Go in there.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. A few hard slaps were enough to motivate the leader of the goblins to help the ultimate evil. As it transpired, there was an old tunnel which had been previously used as an escape route. This connected the goblin cave with the vaults of the hunting lodge. The goblin leader voluntarily made a goblin assassin available to the hard-hitting evil to help infiltrate the lodge.
Okay, so now we're going to go to the goblin assassin, who is...
Defend the throne room.
Okay. Okay, I'm guessing I'm going to need you guys. You guys go over here. Go back into the dungeon.
Defend the throne room. Your throne room is under attack.
Okay, so now the throne room is defended.
Payday.
Oh, not him. You. Here.
The cheerful evil was pleased with this support. An assassin was a decent melee fighter, but its actual strength lay in its ability to make itself invisible. This was, of course, tested out immediately. Despite the powerful invisibility skill, it was advisable for the ultimate evil to be cautious. Some opponents had such highly trained observation skills that they were actually able to see invisible units. A locked door prevented the assassin from progressing. It would have taken a long time to elucidate the sheer brute force using weaponry. Thankfully, he had a suitable skill with which he could deactivate doors, and more importantly, traps.
There we go.
The on-the-boar eagle recognized that the warrior princess there was extremely powerful. The goblin assassin would be best advised to avoid any contact with her. Gobobot was being forced to make miserable repairs in the lodge. A brief feeling of what it thought might be sympathy passed through the sensitive eagle, but this actually turned out to be a mighty belch. Naturally, it would free the useful Gobobot. Gobobot joined the horde and succeeded in showing its tormentors a real hot time. Its ability to more or less ignore range damage and set fire in large areas would come in very handy.
Alright, so we're going to take this guy. He's not slow either.
There are enemies in your dungeon. The throne room is under attack.
Okay, better go check on the throne room.
The hunting lodge was completely destroyed. The vengeful eagle gave itself a very self-satisfied pat on the back. The time was right to concentrate on King Robin. He was in his renowned garden, reciting his much less renowned love poems. The lyrically challenged eagle had no time for poetry, and would soon make this tangibly clear to him.
Autosave. And we're going over here.
Payday.
Herder.
There are enemies in your dungeon. any direct attack would be suicidal. Mercifully, the omniscient and helpful narrator was at hand. He pointed out to the impatient evil that the pixie went off from time to time in order to check that all was well, and much more importantly, eat her supper in a little camp to the south. The pixie bounced over to eat her meal. The ultimate evil. One would think that killing a fragile flying being wouldn't be rocket science. The evil had taken far too long in doing so and had startled a few guards into action.
We have to wait until she comes back over here. Come on. I don't know if this is going to work. I kind of doubt it, but...
Despite a massive fireball, the hopeless evil had lost his gobbo dot. Really, that should be the end of the story. However, somehow, another one of these wonderful creatures miraculously appeared in the vicinity of the Goblin Cave. Hopefully, it would receive a little bit more care and attention as the and so the negligent evil promptly allowed the only really vital unit to this mission to die. The goblin leader sighed and put his second-best assassin at evil's disposal at the basement exit.
I'll come back here.
Sculpted a fan from her wings. Now it was time to look for King Robert and ensure his early demise. King Robert fell, and the ultimate evil had received its well-deserved revenge. But there were still many more heroes out there who deserved to bite the dust. Their time would come. The demigod Krotos, one of the sniveling cowards who had banished the ultimate evil, had just marched his alliance army out of the swamplands to fight the snake-like Nagas. The ultimate evil wanted to teach him the full futility of war by ensuring his untimely passing. Besides, the Nagas could prove to be valuable allies.
All right, here we go. Now, this game does have a kind of a free mode where you can just basically it has a skirmish mode where you can go in and you'll have access to everything. You know, you're not, you know, here as I go along, as I progress, different things unlock. But if you're doing the skirmish mode, everything will be unlocked at the beginning of the game. I mean, you'll have to, depending on how you set it, you'll have to go through all the research, and you'll have to go through all the steps to unlock it. But it'll be available to you, and I believe you can get up to. I believe you can up your population count to like, I think 50. Of course, different units take different amounts of population cap of your population cap. For example, the little snots only take 1, but the but the orcs, I think, take 2 or 3. But you can build a pretty
King Robert was defeated, but there were more heroes whose life the ultimately vindictive evil was after.
You can build a pretty
the demigod Krotos
impressive
was just
army.
leading the Alliance's troops against feral Naga clans. They had retreated after the collapse of the Dark Army. It would seem sensible to first strike an alliance with these Nagas before the impatient evil squared up against Krotos.
Yeah, but why would we do that? One difference between this game and like Dungeon Keeper is this little block right here will eventually go away. I don't remember it going away in the other one.
The gold-greedy evil built the first underground treasure, thus laying the foundations for insane amounts of hoarded treasure.
Yeah. Myself, when I'm playing things like this, I tend to like build and build and build and then move forward. I tend to try to make everything big and as powerful as I try to make my army as big and powerful as I can before I go forward. But that is slow. Okay, so now we have our little treasury going on. We need to get a few other things going. I'll go ahead and expand that one. We need to get a brewery going. That is our Naga crystal. We'll fix that up in a little bit. see, we still only have a population cap of 15.
Outward, the swamplands look bleak and unfriendly. Not an area charming itself. The Alliance had discovered the presence of the ultimate evil. This had nothing to do with a tip-off from a certain narrator who wanted to increase the tension. It was pure coincidence. The good people responded, as you might expect, with a direct attack on the dungeon. The first brewery was built underground. Later, orcs and goblins would get obscenely drunk there, and then meander through the dungeons, slurring their words and singing booze songs.
Now, see this here, what they're going to do here is they're going to come back and fill this in a moment. There he goes. That way I can eventually put a door there.
Payday. A tinkerer's cave had been built. Soon traps and doors in the dungeon would make any would-be hero's life more tricky.
Not enough gold in the 350.
Plans for a new room, a garden. There, creatures could patrol and keep a lookout for heroes. Immediately, the ultimate evil got down to having this room researched.
I don't have anything to do the researching with, so.
The fingers of a goblin devoted to the unspeakably evil impressionable tap on the road. He was still awaiting orders to begin researching the garden. Of course, he did behind the main evil.
There we go.
throne room is under attack. Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil.
All right. No, he got a medal. Okay, the productive. Alright, so go be productive. Okay, so now are we... Research the guard room.
Years later, the dungeon of outdated evil was discovered by other bands. The guard room was researched and ready for destruction. Creatures that were thrown there by the hand of terror would keep watch and be especially vigilant for intruders. They were able to alert other creatures near the guard room and summon them for reinforcements as well. Payday.
Gonna break those open so we can get into the crystals when the time comes. And now we're let's see. Oh, I wanted to build a hospital in here.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Well, let's see how well the guard room works. Seems to do okay. That's what I wanted. I wanted a trap.
Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil.
Alright, the guard room shows to be full. That means when they go off for a mirror, they will come back. Uh-oh, more bad guys are coming. And what I'm doing there is I push the R2 button and these things come up. The help feature, creature list, and that is notifications. Notifications are over here, right over the top of the mini map on my right hand side.
From the Dungeons 2 strategy guide, loggers are ranged units and can detect invisible creatures. There are enemies in your dungeon.
Okay. This is taking too long. I'm going to turn this into a treasury as soon as I can. So that they can stop carrying it all the way down there. I'm trying to put at least one hospital bed in here before I, take my troops off into the to go and find the Nagas. But that's 250 gold. There it is. There we go. I'm gonna take one guy out just to go look around.
The exploration Keen Eagle sent its troops to the surface for the first time. The swampland spread out before them. The next step was to either find the Nagas and recruit them, or be massacred by the army of the Alliance.
I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring him back. I'm gonna go in here. I need to go ahead and bring out some another one of those. That should leave 2 in the guardhouse. 3 of them out here. Eventually, I'll be able to reclaim the the creatures that are out here that are injured or dead, dying. Not yet. Okay, you go on back in there. I am going to heal this creature.
It's payday.
That was the warning bell. Now, so I guess we're going to be ending this pretty soon. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. You can improve this where they'll heal faster. Okay, going back out there. I'm going to go ahead and see about getting let's see. Here's a camp. We're not going to really be able to do anything about it. There's a lot of things over there. What's over here? I don't know. Now, if they die out here without the panic spell, without panic retreat, if they die out here before we can do that, they're dead. What the panic retreat does is anything that what the panic retreat does is it's a little area spell. So anything that's in its little area of effect.
The ultimate evil's creatures could see a massive stone building, a Naga temple. Apparently, there was an entrance to it in the north. The Horde set out in that direction.
Okay, there's an entrance to it in the north.
The army of the ultimate evil could view the temple from the top of the hill, and it did indeed not look good to the Naga. The nauseatingly good hero Crota certainly led the Alliance into battle and was forcing the snake creatures to retreat. Only his death would deliver the temple back into the hands of evil. Well,
Yeah.
troops of the ultimate evil stumbled upon a patrol of the Alliance that had caught some Nagas. Of course, they immediately set about wiping out the much-hated rebels. Oh, and by the way, you could of course also set those Nagas free. The last fighter in the patrol was defeated. Creatures of the Horde. Oh yes, and set the Naga free as well. They were overjoyed to join the ultimate evil. The eager for new units evil sent his creatures further towards where it expected the Naga camp to be.
And that is a and we'll have to.
If the ultimate evil was to help them win it back, then their support would be guaranteed.
Okay, that's the Naga
Since
Queen.
perfectly with the planned revenge on Protoss, it was the ideal solution.
And the Naga Queen can heal other units. You will be able to upgrade eventually. You'll be able to upgrade a normal Naga to a Naga Queen, so you can you'll be able to upgrade most of your units.
The approaching sport startles a few animals. Dinner.
Anyway, like I said, this game you can pick it up on the PlayStation at the PlayStation Store for $29.99, I think, and you can pick it up. You can pick it up at some game stores, you know, used or pre-owned for cheaper. GameStop has it for $15. Ooh. Excuse me.
Payday.
It's also saving time. And apparently it's about, let me look at the clock. Yeah, we've got a few minutes.
The Horde defeated the bears with ease and stocked up on bear meat. However, as bear meat is not actually a resource in the game, it's utterly irrelevant.
Okay, that one's called Scourge of the Bears. Nice. Now, see, if you'll notice, my my population cap hasn't changed because this guy hasn't actually died yet. However, because I do not have panic retreat, I can't do anything about that. I can't pull him back in and heal him. So he will eventually die and well, drop off my roster.
A small group of Alliance troops had gathered here. The presence of the Lagers ensured that the all-seeing evil could see even the cloaked youths.
Yep. Another one of my little ones died. Another one of my well, not little ones, my big ones died, so I'm going to have to go and get new ones.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Alright. So these two fellows came out over here. There they are. So I'm just going to gather them up and tell them to march over there. But, that's pretty much all the time we have. What, Yeah, I'm heading over to here, but eventually I'll be able to come over here and kill this guy. But it's going to be it's a little time off. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I thank you so much for watching. I hope. Well, I hope if you're here in the States, I hope you have an awesome 4th of July. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. LaffinBoy out.